everybody. Got something a little different today. I'm going to be doing an analysis of this famous video by James Copenhaver. Very famous video showing Trump and uh, with Crooks running in the background along this ridge line. Very famous. There's quite a bit of controversy what which way Crooks was running, whether he was going from left to right or whether he was going from the background coming into the foreground towards his final shooting position. And so I wanted to do this analysis to settle that question for once and for all in everybody's mind, using really just two views, the Google Earth overhead view and this position here. And so stick around. You may be mistaken about what you're actually seeing here. And so I'm going to be using this projection geometry to prove convincingly what you're actually seeing. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we got the cameraman directed towards Trump, which is represented by this red line. The blue line is representing these four exhaust vents, which are very prominent in the view. A little further back, we got a green line showing the path that we clearly see Crooks running in the famous video, of course. Behind that, we have these two purple vertical lines, which are lining up with the corners of this, what I call the the distant sunlit AGR building, with the left corner and the right corner, respectively. Finally, we have the much less important are these yellow markers. They're just helpful for a frame of reference. But this left one aligns with the corner of this famous two-story AGR building where the snipers were supposed to have been posted. And this right yellow mark is lining up with there's an overhang on this distant building, and there's a little bit of a sunlit face here as well. So I just decided that would be a good marker to sort of frame everything. All right, now I'm going to switch over to the 2D view, which I've constructed. Now I rotated this image around to line up with where the satellite was actually positioned. If you notice, the water tower has its post coming down, a shadow, and you can actually see one side of the AGR building walls, but not the other. So this is actually the best rotated view for the satellite imagery. Now I've lined up basically the barns here to the upper left, and with this pathway I've lined those up sort of vertically in a south to north position. The actual compass direction are not important for this imagery, but in general, this is south and this is sort of the north, compass north, but it's not really important for this analysis. So the first thing I want to point out here is I want to show that from the camera through Trump's head, through the second exhaust stack, which is the blue area here, all the way to the shadow face of this distant AGR building. Okay, so again, from this position, it's looking through Trump, through the stack, through the corner of this purple building. So what we're seeing here is, in this view, it's the left purple item. I'll zoom in now, and we'll get a very good sense of the accuracy of this purple line being a direct line of sight, matching through Trump, through the stack, and lining up with the corner of the distant AGR building. Okay, now the other purple line is lining up with the other side of the sunny face, and this is the sunny face here. Okay, the yellow ones, as I said, are just for reference to help give some perspective. And so now I want to switch over to uh, the video. And just as a reminder, I'm going to play a little bit of this video just to remember. Most notably, notice that when Crooks appears, he is in the foreground of this tree. See that? He's well in the foreground of this tree, not in the sunny face of the building. Okay, that's very key to this analysis. And if I can stop it where he was at, maybe I can stop it real quick. Okay, there. So definitely he's well in the foreground of the tree. Okay, the next video I want to show shows the path he took from what I call roof 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. And this video shows him in progress. It's by Gray Hughes. You could see him running, and he comes into the sunlight there, and he comes down, and he drops out of view. Okay. And finally, I want to show on Google Earth that same location a little bit more clearly. He dropped down off of this roof, ran across this little hallway, and got back up on the building, and ran across here, and disappeared around these two pine trees. So that is what I'm showing here on this vertical. I'm showing this green path. This is absolute video evidence that he took this path forwards towards the shooting location. And really, I'm showing this other green path here, which is his apparent path across the building behind the ridge. Now, as I said, there is dispute about whether he really ran here or whether he really ran or he was seen, let's say, when he's running from left to right, whether he was coming left to right or whether he was coming from the distance into to more nearer to the camera. And what I want to show here, and this is the whole point of this video, is to show that absolutely when he was running from, I call this roof 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, as he made his way forwards towards the shooting position, at no point was he outside of the bounds of the two purple lines, at least not to the side where he was captured in the famous footage. Now, what that means is when he was coming forward from the distance to the foreground, he was never in the shadow in the foreground of the tree. He was always in the foreground of this sunny face. He came forward and came forward. And so that is the definitive proof using basic geometry and projection that he actually was running from left to right. Now, at this point, that's a fact. At this point, we have to analyze why he went over there. I'll leave that to you to develop ideas, conjecture, speculation as to why he ran over here and ran back. Study the time frames, and you'll see that there was time for him to do that. And clearly he came back and crossed the bridge either first time or second time, and ultimately got into his final shooting position, which is around where I'm showing the hand right there. Okay, once again, here's the main lineup: red to blue to purple. Here's the between the purple lines, between the sunny face, and he starts in the foreground of this tree, somewhere around here. I don't know if he was this far to the left. But one thing to notice is that he was in full stride, and when he went out of view right around here, he was still in full stride. And that's another thing I wanted to point out. As he was running from this side to this side, right at this purple line, he went out of view in full stride, as I just mentioned. And something important to notice is look how much distance he still had to run across to make it to this little hallway to get over to the other building. So now I also want to point out one thing. I'm not saying he ran exactly where I show this green line. It may have been a little higher. I don't know that. I can't tell that from the perspective of the camera. He may have been actually coming at a slight angle, which would explain why he might have gone out of view, or he may have just blended in with the face of the building. I always wondered if he just sort of blended in so accidentally very well with the face of that building. So, all right. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this interesting. I hope it clarifies something that I think is not very well known yet, and became a little bit obsessed with this dilemma, and I wanted to make a quick video, maybe a little longer than I expected, but I wanted to prove to myself, and now that I've proven it to myself, I wanted to make this video to prove to anybody who is interested that in fact he is running from left to right, and I believe on the second building from this camera, meaning building one and then the next one behind, as I show in this video. All right, thank you very much. Please like and add a comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer, or maybe even make a future version if there was something that was unclear about this one. All right, thank you very much.